cadastre. So land holding information. So there with land holding information, each building wise information, and then what is the population. So that dealing with that is called a land information system. So I'll come back to this, what is GIS market on this. Later on I'll come back to this. But let us discuss with the concepts of GIS. So one is defining GIS. So if you can define a GIS as it is for capturing, storing, retrieving, analyzing, displaying, which are spatially referenced to Earth. So capturing means, suppose you take a digital camera, take a photograph of that, that is also capturing. So somebody having a map, so then what you can do is you can scan a map and then you capture that into an image and then start using that for retrieving further information. Satellite data is there, so you bring it to the digital mode and then display it and then get the information deriving on that. So whatever is you are getting, either it is through inputting, through manual method of digitization, or a scanned map and then digitization, or a satellite data and converting information. So that is called a capturing. And then once you capture that, and then you are storing in a database, like a relational database you are storing, and then retrieve it. Basically when you store it also, after that what you do is you manipulate. That means you bring into the format in which GIS supports. So that means whatever you capture and then store, so that is nowhere useful for GIS unless you bring it to the format where you can speak in the GIS terminology. Either you convert into a vector information and then vector information again converted into a your GIS theme data, adding with the attribute data. So that data you can use and then for retrieving and analysis. So the same data once you store and then correcting means you are manipulating, editing and correcting on that. And then you basically analyze the information. You can analyze all the themes or single theme or multi-themes, etc. and displaying the required information, a required map for dynamic display or etc. And then that has to be spatially referenced. So that is called definition of the GIS. So if you talk about, it is a definition is coming from the Good Child book. So Good Child book is also called the Big Book. So there are two books, Good Child books. So you can also refer to those books. Suppose if I use a set of tools and doing this for capturing, storing, retrieving, analyzing these things, so it is called a one type of definitions satisfying the things using those tools. Suppose I wanted to talk about a useful application. So then that useful application is, you can say, a system. Suppose I say Dehradun information system. And then I can also say agriculture information system. I can also say that tourist information system. So that means you are developing an application with a certain motive behind. So then you generate that information that is required for that type of application. So that means it is defining a GIS for developing a system, specific application system. This is basically using tools basically for capturing, storing all these things. You developing a system using these tools. And another thing is big information system. So you might have heard about that e-governance, Bhumi project, and then IT enabled information system. So these are all big umbrella in which you are putting lot of information into your governance. So then GIS is also can become one part of that. See, there is a GIS, there is a utility services, and there is also customer services. So many things are related to that. So that is a big information system, e-governance, etc. So in that your GIS is a part of that. So you can also say GIS definition, it is called a database definition. So a database system in which most of the data are spatially indexed, which a set of procedures and operated in order to answer queries. So another thing is organizational based definition. So earlier also I shown a slide, so that telling that it is a decision support system, and then giving a problem solution, integrating spatially referenced data into giving the problem solution. So this is the definition of GIS. So let us talk about how you bring the information into a GIS in the form of a theme. So that thing, suppose there is a location on which there is a tree is there, and then you wanted to bring that tree into a GIS theme, a GIS layer. So what you do is, you click on a place where the tree is there, and then at the same time you say that what is the type of tree it is, name of the tree, it is a oak tree, and what is the height of that tree. That is when it is database generated, when the field data collected. So the height is 15 meters, and then you have see that it is age is 75 years. So that means the spatial information in case of GIS is, it is a tree information, so that means a point data information. If there is a road, as I mentioned, so what is it is a national road, state road, etc. And then when it is constructed, what is the width, etc. So those are all attribute information. In case of this tree, this is attribute information. Attribute or non-spatial information, and then that non-spatial information can be anything. It can be 3 here, it can be 10, or it can be 100. So this can be built into your database system. And the spatial information is built into a GIS software, like we have ArcGIS, we are also talking about Quantum GIS. There are so many softwares, so that I'll come later. So if somebody asks you again, what is GIS? So it is a integration of spatial and non-spatial information combined together to produce a GIS. So that means it is a combination of a spatial information and then non-spatial information. Non-spatial means this attribute information or aspatial information. Suppose we talk about Indian elections. So if you divide your whole map into different states, and then you start building the election results. So then what you are talking? You are talking about a map, and in that map you are talking about each party, how much they are getting. So then you represent in a different colors. So that is also a spatial information. And then if you say that census data, there are a lot of information data. Either how much is the population of the data, how many villages, and each villages, how much male, how much female, illiterate. So all those tabular information is there. So that tabular information combined with the spatial information like India, states,